Head coach Derek Burton of SIUE in his 17th season with the Cougars. Coach, your team was picked to finish second this season. How do you see that for your squad, and and helping you guys return to the NCAA tournament that where you have represented the OVC many times in the past?
Yeah, a preseason poll is what it is. It's opinions, and obviously, for the most part, you have to base that opinion on the season prior. And that we don't put too much weight into a preseason poll, but it's certainly nice to know that people think that we're near the top or should be, and got those votes. So that's good. That's positive. But we don't really look at it too much in terms of what we communicate and how we communicate with our team. Because we feel like we have the things, kind of our process and the things that we want to do. That's what matters most, not what other people think before we've played a game. So it's really all about what you do on the field when the time comes, and so we just stay focused on that.
Okay, well, good. And Coach, what are some of the things that you do like about this team, and what are some of your strengths?
Well, I like the experience that we have up the middle of the field. We return a lot of high minute players, mostly starters, up the middle of the field, specifically in the midfield. And so, that's the engine of the team and a lot of what we want to do. So there's a lot of really good high level soccer IQs in our returning players and our upperclassmen, our juniors and seniors specifically in the middle of the field. So they know and have an understanding of what we want and how we want to play and the things that are really important for us in terms of being successful. So that is a strength of ours, something I'm excited about. I think to your point that you made about having some success here in the conference, not having that success, whether in the regular season or the conference tournament last year, I think really is something that is burning the fires for our team, especially our seniors, who last year was the first year that they've experienced not winning a conference tournament. And so the fire is there for them to do whatever it takes to get back. So those two things, in terms of our experience and the players that will return, are something I'm really excited about.
Coach, you guys returned the OVC Defender of the Year in Matea Dikama, and what's it mean to have her back on the team and looking to lead your team?
Right. Well, and not to be flip, but she's a two-time back-to-back Defender of the Year. So, if she, for me, is, and obviously I haven't seen anyone play this year, but for the past two seasons, I think she's been the best player in the conference, despite where she plays. So we're fortunate. She has her fifth year, which she's taken this year. So you're right. She is definitely a leader in a lot of ways for us. She'll be a third-year captain. Obviously a high minute player and a starter for us, and someone that's really important to our success. So not only that, she's an incredible person, a great teammate, which makes it all the more special for her to be a big part of our team and a big part of what we hope is our success this year.
Well, Coach, you kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier about having some key players back, throughout the whole lineup. Who are some of those key players to watch this season, and maybe even some newcomers that are entering the program?
Sure. I think Cindy Christopher has really emerged in the conference as a really influential player for us. She does a lot of things in the attack. She's super soccer savvy and just has just an extra level of feel for the game that really comes out on the field, and it really helps us going forward. She takes most of our restarts. I believe she was our top point scorer last year as a midfielder, which doesn't happen. Doesn't happen very often. But also Casey Neidhart, I think another real soccer player, soccer junkie. You'll find her in a couple of different positions this year. I think we'll really be looking to her for a lot in terms of our attack as well. And then Grace Ferguson, who is more of a defensive midfielder for us, also a senior, really, really key in how we want to play and the things that we want to do on the field as a team. She's like having another coach out there in terms of directing from behind the play and really shutting down the opposition's transition, but also keying the start of our offensive transitions. really, really key for us. Those three players for sure in our midfield, I think, really will be a key to how we perform game in and game out. As far as new players, so we have a handful of freshmen, a transfer. I think that Emma Check, freshman for us that plays in the defense, I think has an opportunity to be a really good player for us really soon. So someone to keep an eye on. And then we have a transfer in, an international student, Kira Kumada, who I think has a real next level soccer brain as well and technical ability. So we're looking forward to her getting acclimated to our team, our conference, and seeing what she can do. So a couple of our new players that we're really excited about.
Great, Coach.
Also, sorry, let me also add,
please.
Mary Claire Imig, who is also a freshman. She will be a forward for us. I think she'll once she gets acclimated to this level as a true freshman, I think she has some real potential to really impact our attack as well.
Okay, Coach, as you go through it, and it's always that tough thing. There's always more than one thing, or it's hard to pinpoint. But if there was one thing that you said, we need to regain that conference championship, what would that be for your squad?
That is simple for us because it's just putting the ball in the back of the net and then scoring. We had, I think, 7 ties last year, and for the majority of those ties, they weren't the kind where we came back and tied it. They were the kind that we allowed someone back in, or they were 0-0 ties where we stepped off the field wondering how we didn't win the game because we did everything but put the ball in the back of the net. So that's the name of the game if you want to win a championship. And so we spent all of off season doing a lot in terms of our growth in that way. Hopefully the maturation process, a couple key new players, a couple healthy players back, all add to a little bit more of the output that we need in terms of scoring. And I think that'll be a big boost for us.
Coach, we're about ready to kick off the season, and looking at your non-conference schedule, it's a tough one preparing you for conference play. You have teams like Omaha, Missouri State, and of course St. Louis right across, and I know that's a big rivalry that you guys have, and a great atmosphere with that game in general. But talk a little bit about the schedule, how it was created, and how it prepares you for conference play.
Sure. Well, a couple of our non-conference games are returns from last year that were new opponents last year. So they're not new necessarily this year, but going to play them at their place is new for us. So that new experience is there. That was something that we wanted. It's always enjoyable to get out and go to new places and have the players experience that. But to your point, Missouri State, a really good team that we'll travel to and play. Very tough non-conference opponent. Omaha, again, kind of like us, have been regularly, but not last year, regularly prior to last season, NCAA tournament participants. So a really good program that we're going there to play, which should also be fun because we have a couple Omaha players on our team. So they'll be able to go back home and play against some former club teammates. So that'll be enjoyable. And as you mentioned, the game with St. Louis University at City Park and MLS Stadium, which is just an unbelievable occasion, an unbelievable atmosphere, something our players really, really look forward to. It's going to be a big occasion. The club is really helping us in terms of marketing, and we're looking hopefully to potentially break a regular season women's NCAA tournament game attendance. That's one of the goals that they have. Last year, I believe we had about 6,000 at the game. So we're looking to add to that. It's a great atmosphere and something that we'll be looking forward to. And obviously a very tough opponent in St. Louis University, who, is the last 5 years or so been top 25, top 20, and gone very far in the NCAA tournament last year. So a real good test. All of those things are put into place with the idea of helping prepare us for our conference season and the battles that always take place in the OVC, and to help us continually grow. You only get better against good opposition and learning from those games, whatever the result is, and that's the idea.
SIUE head coach Derek Burton, we definitely appreciate your time and and stepping out and talking with us today. So thank you very much, and we wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.